Long ago, in the time when gods walked among men and the world was a canvas of their divine will, there lived a mighty king named Gilgamesh. He ruled over Uruk, a city nestled in the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, with an authority that rivaled even the gods themselves. Gilgamesh was no ordinary man. He was a demigod, born of the priest king Lugalbanda and the goddess Ninsun. His divine lineage granted him unparalleled beauty, towering stature, and physical strength unmatched by any mortal. Yet despite these gifts, Gilgamesh was not immortal. Gilgamesh's reign was marked by monumental achievements. He constructed towering ziggurat temples dedicated to the gods, surrounded his city with impenetrable walls, and planted vast orchards bearing rare and exotic fruits. Uruk thrived under his rule, but the king's heart was consumed by arrogance and unchecked pride. He demanded reverence from his people, built monuments to glorify himself, and claimed any woman who caught his eye, even if she was married or of noble birth. The people of Uruk grew to despise their king. His tyranny and indulgence turned their admiration into loathing. In desperation, they prayed to the gods, pleading for deliverance from his cruelty. Their cries reached Anu, the god of the heavens, who took pity on the mortals. Anu called upon Aruru, the goddess of creation, and commanded her to craft a being capable of challenging Gilgamesh. Using a handful of sacred clay, Aruru fashioned a wild and powerful being named Enkidu. Part man and part beast, Enkidu was a primal force of nature. His body was covered in thick hair, and horns like those of a bull adorned his head. He roamed the wilderness, living among the animals, drinking from rivers, and protecting the creatures of the forest from hunters. Enkidu's presence in the wild disrupted the balance of life. The hunters, unable to catch their prey, sought the help of Gilgamesh. The king devised a plan and sent Shamhat, a priestess of Ishtar, to tame the wild man. Shamhat found Enkidu near a watering hole and used her charm to seduce him. For 7 days and 7 nights, they engaged in passionate love. Through their union, Enkidu was transformed. He learned the ways of humanity, wearing clothes, eating cooked food, and understanding the complexities of human life. Shamhat spoke to Enkidu of Gilgamesh and his tyrannical reign, recounting the king's many abuses. She described a great wedding that was soon to take place in Uruk, where Gilgamesh would invoke his right to sleep with the bride before her husband. Outraged by such injustice, Enkidu resolved to confront the king and put an end to his tyranny. When Enkidu arrived in Uruk, he found the city abuzz with preparations for the wedding. True to his reputation, Gilgamesh appeared at the ceremony to claim the bride. Before he could do so, Enkidu stepped forward, blocking his path. The two giants exchanged fierce words, their voices echoing through the city streets. For the first time, Gilgamesh encountered someone who dared to challenge his authority. Their argument quickly escalated into a physical battle. The two demigods clashed with the force of thunder, their blows shaking the very foundations of Uruk. For 7 days and 7 nights, they fought, leveling homes and scattering the terrified citizens. Each strike was powerful enough to fell a dozen warriors, yet neither could gain the upper hand. On the 7th day, Gilgamesh managed to knock Enkidu to the ground. But instead of delivering a killing blow, he extended his hand and helped his opponent to his feet. In that moment, the two men recognized each other as equals and embraced, marking the beginning of an unbreakable bond. From that day forward, Gilgamesh was a changed man, ruling Uruk with wisdom and compassion. The friendship between Gilgamesh and Enkidu was legendary. Together, they embarked on countless adventures, seeking to carve their names into the annals of history. One of their most daring quests was their journey to the cedar forest, home to the fearsome demon Humbaba. Humbaba was a guardian appointed by the gods, a monstrous being whose very presence inspired terror. Though he had done nothing to provoke them, Gilgamesh, driven by his desire for glory, decided to confront the demon. Armed with axes and spears, the two heroes ventured into the forest. When they finally faced Humbaba, they were momentarily paralyzed by fear. But summoning their courage, they attacked. After a fierce battle, they managed to defeat the demon. With his dying breath, Humbaba cursed them, warning that one of them would pay dearly for their actions. Though victorious, their deed angered the gods, who had not sanctioned the killing of Humbaba. Nevertheless, Gilgamesh and Enkidu returned to Uruk, celebrating their triumph. During their celebrations, Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, became enamored with Gilgamesh. She approached him, offering herself as his lover. But Gilgamesh, aware of her history of destroying her past lovers, rejected her advances. Furious at his insult, Ishtar demanded revenge. She appealed to her father, Anu, who sent the bull of heaven to punish Gilgamesh and Enkidu. The celestial beast descended upon Uruk, causing earthquakes and famine. The people begged their king to save them. Together, Gilgamesh and Enkidu faced the bull in a battle that shook the heavens. After a grueling fight, they managed to kill the beast. In an act of defiance, Gilgamesh cut off one of the bull's legs and hurled it at Ishtar, further enraging the goddess. The gods convened to discuss the hero's defiance. They decreed that Enkidu must die as punishment for his role in killing the bull of heaven. Shortly after, Enkidu fell gravely ill. As he lay dying, he cursed the gods and lamented his fate. Gilgamesh stayed by his side, desperate to save his friend, but all efforts were in vain. Enkidu died in agony, leaving Gilgamesh heartbroken. Enkidu's death was a turning point for Gilgamesh. Confronted with the fragility of life, he became consumed by the fear of his own mortality. Determined to find the secret to eternal life, he set out on a perilous journey. Gilgamesh's quest led him across deserts, mountains, and treacherous waters. He sought out Utnapishtim, the man who had survived the Great Flood and been granted immortality by the gods. With the help of Urshanabi, the ferryman, Gilgamesh crossed the waters of death and reached Utnapishtim's abode. Utnapishtim told Gilgamesh that immortality was a gift reserved for the gods. However, he revealed the existence of a plant at the bottom of the sea that could restore youth. Gilgamesh retrieved the plant, but as he rested by a lake, a serpent stole it and ate it. The snake shed its skin, rejuvenated, leaving Gilgamesh empty-handed. Defeated but enlightened, Gilgamesh returned to Uruk. For the first time, he truly appreciated the grandeur of his city, the walls, the temples, and the orchards. He realized that immortality lay not in eternal life, but in the legacy one leaves behind. Determined to preserve his story, Gilgamesh inscribed his adventures on clay tablets, ensuring that the names of himself, Enkidu, and their heroic deeds would echo through the ages. Thus, the Epic of Gilgamesh became a timeless tale of friendship, courage, and the search for meaning in the face of mortality.